growing religion in the world and currently has 1.3 billion followers according to Adherence.com. Islam has influenced the world militarily, economically, and geographically since its founding in 611 AD. Based on my research of Islam, I present information about this religion that illustrates the effect that it has had on the world in its past and also in the present. I will illustrate the history of Islam and its subsequent conquest. Islam has had a profound effect upon history and the geography of our current world since 611 AD. During the minutes that follow, I will tell you how Islam was founded by the Prophet, has propagated its teachings through conquest, and continues to influence the world today. Islam was founded by the Prophet Muhammad in 611 AD. Muhammad grew up in Mecca with his uncle, who was a member of the ruling Quraysh tribe. He was born in 570 AD. His parents died at an early age, so again, he was raised by his uncle. His uncle took him on many trips to Syria and Jordan and Israel in order to expose him to the world and the trade. At this point was when he was exposed to the Jews and the Christians, who he called the people of the book. Muhammad, when he was 25, married a woman named Khadijah, who was a spice trader. It was on one of these trading trips that he was in a cave, and he is said to have encountered the angel Gabriel, who came to him and said to recite, and this began his ministry. In 611 AD, he began to preach. He began to preach in Mecca, and in 613, he was expelled from Mecca because of his teachings. The ruling tribe in Mecca did not like the fact that he was preaching monotheism because of this black box right here called the Kaaba. The Kaaba housed over a thousand gods inside of it that the traders and the merchants and everything would come in and pay a toll to visit. This is how the Quraysh tribe made their profits off of the city of Mecca. When Muhammad was expelled, again in 613 AD, and after this he went to the city of Medina where his teachings were accepted, and he began to preach warlike verses and warlike teachings, and so the city of Mecca declared war on him. And in 630 AD, he conquered the city, and his first act was to go inside the Kaaba and clear out all the idols and declared it a shrine to Allah, who he called the one true God. This began the phase of Muslim conquest. After this, Islam continued to be a force through the Middle Ages and the rest of it. Muhammad died in 632 AD, and after this was established the first caliphate, which is Islam ruling over whatever lands that it has. They call it the caliphate. The caliph and the rest over the next 2 centuries, they compiled what is now the Quran, the Holy Scriptures, and also codified their political laws, which is called Sharia. This is their political views, everything from taxes, how you treat your women, and everything else is in the Sharia law. Islam has continued to be influential today because of the fact that of its conquest. That after 632 AD, it began to assert its control over all of the Middle East and Northern Africa and parts of Europe, Spain, and France. They were not pushed back from Spain and France until the Middle Ages when the Crusades came about, and even now they still have a heavy influence upon those areas. They continue to be influential today, even in the U.S. Before 9/11, 48,000 people a year converted to Islam in the U.S. alone. After the 9/11 attacks, it is stipulated that because of the curiosity caused by these attacks and other things, the number is now over 78,000 people a year convert to Islam here in America. I believe that we as Christians will eventually have to confront Islam, and all the other world religions will have to deal with Islam eventually, because in the Quran it says that Islam must be dominant. Islam must rule the world. So therefore, they have to eradicate all that is not Muslim. I believe that this is important in modern history, and the Muslims will continue, and Islam will continue to grow and be an important factor in world history. Thank you for your time.